Welcome you all to our social class. Today we have been seeing about the chapter from civics, electoral politics, right? So in that chapter we have seen about the election process, campaigning process. We also saw about the polling and the counting that happens. And now we are getting into the thing that is, we saw even the polling, whether it is done in a free and fair manner or not, by two ways. That is through the election commission, and the second thing is the turnout. So turnout means, in previous class I have explained you, turnout means definitely the number of people or number of citizens who are casting their vote. That is known as the turnout from India. So we have seen how the turnout is in India, in the other countries, and who are majority in voting comparing to the privileged section to the unprivileged section we have seen. And today we are going to see that is acceptance of the election outcome. So what is this acceptance of election commission? So when every procedure is over and we have an aspect which is known as when the result comes, how we are going to accept the result. So if an election result is declared, so everyone, even you ask your parents, they'll be sitting in front of the TV to know who is winning. So the day when the counting starts, in all the television you can find it will be lively casted. So what happens at that time is, they will be very eager to know which party is winning, and if their favoring party has won, really it will be happy for your parents. Not only for your parents, for all the citizens, it will be very happy if the party which they favor has won. But if a party which has won, which is not really liked by the common people, so why it will not be liked by the common people? Might be because of the activity, or they might have not done any kind of welfare scheme towards the common people. So if that party has won, how the mindset of the people will be? It is really difficult, right? So take it into heart, like making it to digest, it is really hard. But no other way we are supposed to accept it. And you know why they might have won? They might have did some kind of malpractices, or they might have bribed the common people, or they might have utilized the polling booth with their muscled persons. Muscled person means they may have rowdies and gundas who will be there, right? In the form of the followers. Okay? Those people will be holding, or they will take under their control a polling booth, and they will start casting the vote of those peoples favoring their party. So this might also be possible. So here money and the powerful person will be more getting the advantageous aspects here. So if you see why this is happening, how it is happening, so these are all the different things that you can see. Usually you can find that the same person who is there in the election, or who is a leader, might not be continuing his ruling. You know why? If I am, example I am saying, I am an MLA of a particular area of a Dindigal, means I will not be continuously an MLA of that particular area. You know why? Might be the people will think that they need a change. So this year I will be there, and the next year it is possible for another person who is really doing welfare scheme for the people may come. So this is what is the procedure usually happens in the elections. So if you see, many party will not even remain as a party continuously as a ruling party. Okay, so that is also possible. And we have certain rich aspect, rich practices. Rich practices means, as I told you, they will have some malpractices which might be done when the election is being held. So when these things are being done, you can find that definitely the election commission will check it, and if it is wrong for them also, there is a possibility. If they are not able to check also, there is a possibility for them to win in the election. So come, let us get into it and see what comes to India. India's election when it comes to the speaking of aspects. So the outcomes of India's election speaks for itself when it is speaking. Ruling party routinely will be losing in its election, both in the state as well as in the central. So if you ask your father, before 5 years, who was the ruling party in the state and who was the ruling party in the central? If you find it difficult to talk with your father, no problem. Go Google it and find out. 5 years before, there was a different party which was ruling the state and there was a different party which was ruling at the central. So now the same party is not prevailing, right? Why they are not prevailing? Because there is a need for the change which has to happen. The people cannot go on with a single person and his own schemes. Okay, so even we need a change to our life, right? So that is happening, and in fact every 2 out of the 3 elections which has been held in the 15 years, you can find that the ruling party might have continuously changed and the opposition party might also be changed. There is lot of possibility because it is a democratic nation, and also there is a way to have a dirty practice to be held in the election, right? So because of that also the election ruler might be changing. This is the first thing. And second thing, in US and in incubation means you might have been studied in biology, I hope so, right? The incubation time of the earthworm or incubation time of the silkworm, if you see, with the mulberry leaves it will be eating and it will grow, right? That is called as incubation. And sitting election. So incubation means the duration of the MLAs, and the sitting election means the person who is in the posting. So during that time the representative also rarely lose their election. You know why? That is also possible because an MLA may not be remaining as an MLA for his lifetime, and it is also not possible. Yes, as a democratic nation ours is, it is not possible for a single person to continue until his death as an MLA. Yes, so that is their time duration of ruling is only 5 years. Okay, and their retirement time is about 62 or 65. That is what is the range. So if you see, this is what has been really happening. And you can find that even the MLAs and MPs will also lose in the election. And there is a possibility, even if he is very good a person, and the common wish of the people also is that that person has to come as a ruler. Might be because of the dirty practice that is being done in the election, possible for the person who is not really good to come as an MLA or MP in a particular area. So this is happening in our nation. Okay, and the next thing is about candidates who are known by the spend a lot of money and buying. So that is, a candidate might be spending lot and lots of money, because as I told you already, the politicians have a mindset. I am not saying about everyone. There are politicians who have a mindset that if we spend a lakh for the campaigning and the election durations, we can earn that in the 5 years in the double the time or the triple the time. That is what is the mindset. So they spend a lot during the election, and they even buy the voters. You know what is meant by buying of voters? The example I am giving, this is not really happening, or it is happening or not, I don't know. Thing is, if a party is there, that is DMK, and ADMK is there, what they will do is during election campaigning time, they will give 500 rupees. Another person will give 1000 rupees. So they will buy the people for vote. So that is called as buying vote. So even buying of vote will happen. And also even you see the Indians, particularly about the Tamil Nadu peoples, you know, they are very true-hearted people. What they will do is that they have got the money. So definitely they will vote for that particular person only. So those kind of trueness is also prevailing among the peoples of Tamil Nadu. So what happens, who is giving the money is being favored by the citizens. So by that means he may win in the election. the other person who would not bribe them might lose in the election. So this is also possible. And the next thing you can see is that the very few disturbance election, that is election outcome, whatever has been done, whatever dirty practice is done, or if they have not done any dirty practice and they have followed the rules and regulations of MLAs and MPs or the election commissions, so what will happen is that definitely they will get a result. So that result has been considered as the final verdict of the citizens. So what is this final verdict? Verdict means, in newspaper and all you might have read, verdict, Supreme Court has given the verdict, final verdict for the Kaveri issue. That means the final judgment. So they believe that whatever happens during the election time and whatever is happening after the election time, when counting is happening or the other thing that is happening, the final result that comes out, that is known as the final verdict of the citizens. So it is considered very, very, very important. Okay, so you can go ask your parents about the election commissions and the ruling party, opposition party, and your father favors which party and your mother favors which party. So these things you can collect a small detail about it, the members who are all at home, and you can write and send that as a homework, students. Okay.